Hey you guys, it's Angela Marie, your Queen Sickle Cell Warrior. And today I want to finish up talking about sickle cell and mental health. So this is part 2. If you did not see part 1, you need to find part 1, sickle cell and mental health. The other one would just say sickle cell and mental health, and this one would say sickle cell mental health part 2. All right, so I just wanted to elaborate on some of the things I talk about with people with sickle cell and our mental health, and making sure that just letting you guys know the struggles we go through mentally, and just kind of making sure everybody know when it gets to that point to go seek help, whether it's a friend, and if it's really, really, really bad, to get some professional help. There's nothing wrong with counseling. I promise you, I have been counseled several times throughout relationships and, just throughout life. I have no problem with going to get counseling to make sure my mental stay in check. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. But back to our topic, which is sickle cell and mental health. So I'm going to start out by saying, just imagine waking up to severe pain, right? And you thinking about, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a good time with my families and my friends. And then you're out and about enjoying your day. And then bam, pain, sudden pain in your arm. And the pain feel like somebody's just dragging a needle in and out, in, up and down, and the inside of your arm, deep down inside where you can't get to it, to grab their hand and tell them to stop. And on the outside, like someone is just constantly just punching. Both of those pains together at the same time. That's what sickle cell pain feel like to me. And it's deep down in the joint and bone where you can't get to it to even try to soothe it. Like, for example, I know you can't soothe it, but let's just say you hit your arm on the wall. Bam. You want to sit there and you want to rub it, like kind of calm it down. Try to get the blood flow to flow correctly and you don't get a hematoma or whatever. Whatever reason you're doing it, or if it's just because you're having pain and you want to calm and soothe that pain, you do that. But imagine having pain inside your arm or your leg, your chest, where you can't even get to it to try to make it work. So that's why we take our medication, right? Well, you take your medicine, you don't know if that medicine is going to work right away. Either way, it's going to take 30 minutes to get in your system. So you don't know if it's going to work in 30 minutes. You don't know if it's going to work in an hour. You don't know if it's going to work in a couple of hours. You might even have to take more medicine before your 4 to 6 hours just to get that pain under control, or you will turn and then have a pain crisis, a full-blown sickle cell crisis, which is a pain crisis, right? So you're dealing with that like every day, not knowing when you're going to be able to have a day as planned. Like, you can't really plan a day with sickle cell. Just plain and simple. You never know when that pain is going to come. So imagine dealing with that mentally all the time. For example, it's like, let's say you want to plan a day with your boys or your girls. And they're like, everybody look at your calendars and everybody say, oh, okay, we're going to be off on the 16th. We'll go on the 16th, right? And you agreed to the 16th. But the 15th, that evening you got home from work, your whole body hurting. So you already thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go on the 16th or not. But you take your medicine, you pray, you go to sleep, and you hope for the best. And you hope that, what? You're not going to be hurting the next day so that you can go and hang out with your girls, your boys, whatever. You wake up and you feeling okay. You're like, okay, cool. Just keep taking my medicine, I'll be able to go. But then you think about it, I'm going to be drinking because I socially drink, or I know we're really going to be kicking it hard. We're going to be out in the sun, blah, blah, blah. You might have to then make a decision that I'm not going to go. Or you go ahead and go, and then you get there, and then bam, here go that pain. Like, we just don't know when we're going to be able to have just a normal day, a day that goes as planned. That's crazy, ain't it? Like, that's something mentally we think about all the time. So, with sickle cell, it's not like we chose this disease either. The disease chose us. So a lot of times we get in that mental funk and you be thinking like, why me? Why did God give this to me? Only 100,000 people have it. Why am I one of them? You know? And then that's when I just have to hear from God and hear God say, why not you? I gave you a job to do. I want you to share your stories with others and help people know that they're going to be able to go through whatever and they're going to be fine. Yeah, one day I'll start talking a little bit more about things I went through in life. I'm actually thinking about considering writing a book. But yeah, it's so much that I have been through on top of this disease. Having sickle cell and going through so many things, raising 3 boys by myself. Like, yes, and I've made it. So, but mentally, you know, you can feel like, why me? Why did you give this to me, God? And you can even just sit in that for a minute and then you just be thinking crazy, like, I could just take these pills and just end it and I ain't got to deal with this no more. I'm in pain, don't know when this pain gonna go away. Mentally, I'm just over. I'm tired of the daily struggles, the coming up short on paying bills, the kids acting up, the cars breaking down, then my body aching on top of it. Then I go to the hospital, can't get what I need. People treating me like crap. I'm just tired, Lord. I'm tired. Yeah. Mentally, a lot of sickle cell warriors go through that. And then let's just talk about our disease. It's not like, okay, yeah, many of us have found out at different ages that we had sickle cell. A lot of people knew as a baby. But like with me, I didn't find out until I was 13. I have a friend, Jamal, he didn't find out until he was 32. So everybody is different from when they find out about the disease, them having it. And then you have to educate yourself and live accordingly, right? But you find out about the disease, you try to look it up, try to do the best you can, and it just seems like nothing is enough. I'm drinking my water. I'm trying not to stress. I'm eating right. I'm treating people with respect and dignity and hoping that I get that back in return. Like, I'm being a great mother. I'm resting. I'm protecting my peace. But still, I'm in pain. Why? You know? And we know why, because our red blood cells are sickling. But you're just like, why? Why me? So this can weigh on you mentally. It really can. And then unlike cancer, say you get diagnosed with cancer. Okay, there's a plan. So you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, okay, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. So you know you have this plan and they're saying it's a great chance that you will be cancer-free a year from now if you follow this plan. So it gives you something to look forward to, and you lean into your faith and you say, God gonna get me through this. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and boom, cancer free. And you actually do it. A year later, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, God is good. You're still cancer free. Sickle cell patients, we don't have that. We don't have nothing to look forward to saying, if I do X, Y, and Z, then I will be cured. There's no cure. And the cures that there are, the bone marrow transplant, the gene manipulation, and the stem cell, none of us have 200 to 300 to 400. That's the least amount I hear of to get these procedures done. None of us. And then it's some people that have took the opportunities and they end up having leukemia. So I'm trading sickle cell for leukemia, another blood disorder. Leukemia is cancer in the blood. Like, who, you know? So mentally, it's a lot we can ponder on, and we just have to try to have faith in God and lean unto Him, and have those friends and family members that's telling you to keep fighting, keep pushing, even when you feel like you can't. And when you feel like they don't understand, because sometimes I get frustrated, like, the hell with everybody. Nobody understands the pain I'm going through but another sickle cell warrior. Pick up the phone and call one. If you don't know one, you know me. DM me. If we need to have some conversations, let's do it. But you gotta keep pushing. We gotta keep pushing. And so many times mentally, we just feel like, I'm tired of being freaking strong. Everybody's saying I'm so strong. You're the strongest person. You get tired of being strong. And you get down to where you feeling like, I just can't do this no more. And it's often. So when you see a fellow sickle cell warrior, a family member, a co-worker, a loved one, just check on them and ask them, how are you really doing? How are you doing? You know? Same thing with HIV. Somebody get HIV, then now they know, oh, it ain't necessarily a death sentence. I can take this pill so I can be undetectable. I can take this pill so I don't be in and out the hospital and get infections and blah, blah, blah. It's a plan. Where's the plan for sickle cell? Where's our plan that's really feasible? Where's our plan? We don't have one. And that's another thing that could weigh on you mentally when you know that this has been around since 1910. This disease has not just started. It's been around forever. Why don't we have a cure? Or why don't we have a pill that can help us for sure not sickle? Our red blood cells not sickle, period. Why? And then if we do come up with one, what can it be affordable and not know $300-400 a month that we can't afford? I ain't get on here to preach, to fuss. I'm just speaking from the heart, and I'm speaking from most warriors. This is what we go through. This is really what we go through. And so mentally, you're in this state. And usually I can pull myself out of it by looking at the silver lining in the situation. But this one thing, sickle cell, I can't. I can't. And when I get there, I just hear God saying, you can. Stop saying you can't. You can. And you will. I'm not done with you yet. I know I got work here still to do, but you know, sometimes we just don't understand why we going through the physical pain and how much more of it can our body really handle before it's just to the point where you have that last sickle cell crisis and your organs begin to shut down on you from so much pain and damage of the pain crisis throughout the years. Because even if you're not actually having pain to the point where it's like 5, 6, or you need to take your medicine, like every day our organs is taking a hit. A lot of people don't know that. Look it up if you don't believe me. Even if you're not having a pain crisis, our organs take a hit. Because you're in pain, you're just used to dealing with that pain. You don't realize that you're having a little bit of pain. I don't wish sickle cell on my worst enemy. And that's the truth. Even though I don't have any enemies, because I just don't roll like that, but it's something I don't want to see anybody go through. Nobody. Nobody at all. And so usually when I'm dealing with a mental battle like that, I go isolate myself and talk to God. And if that isn't working, or that's still not enough, I go ahead and pick up the phone, have that conversation with a friend. Because with sickle cell warriors, mental fatigue and depression can cause a warrior to have a pain crisis. That's another thing. You can't stay down in your feelings long because our feelings truly affect our body. So that's why I say I don't try to argue with nobody. That 5 minutes of arguing can have me laid out. Not doing it. You know, try to control the situations. Yeah, but you just gotta you have to take care of your mental. You have to. So to everyone that loves a sickle cell warrior, just know these are the unspoken things that we deal with mentally. It took me a while to even start saying, I just don't want to be here to my kids and my friends. And they tell me, you know, you got a long way to go. You got work to still do. And that's enough to say, you're right. Let me reset. Let me take my medicine. Let me relax and take a nap. And I usually wake up and I may not be in the best of spirits, but I'm not as feeling down as I was before I laid down. So, and to my sickle cell warriors, when I say you have to pick and choose your battles to control your mental, your peace, to protect your peace, that's what you have to do. I pick and choose my battles, and I'll give you an example. When my kids were a little younger, let's just say 5 years ago, because as you know, they're 17, 19, 23. So about 5 years ago, what they would have been 12, 14, 18, something like that, 19. Okay, so I would come home from work. As soon as I come through the garage, there's the kitchen. The kitchen is dirty. Dishes everywhere, some in the sink, some on the counter, trash overflowing. That would piss me off. I would immediately start fussing and telling them I shouldn't come home after working 12 hours to this bull crap. Get down here and clean up this kitchen right now. And as a single mother of 3 boys, of course, you waiting 5 minutes, ain't nobody came, ain't nobody moved, you don't hear shit. Okay? So I will say it again. I still don't hear anything. You know why? Because they up there on them video games, music loud, don't even know I'm at home. Anybody could have walked up in here. But anyways, so go upstairs, ask them, and, oh, it ain't my day, it ain't my turn, I did it last, I did it. You know, so I used to just take myself back on downstairs, wash the dishes, pull the trash, and take my shower, and then go to bed. Well, that was a solution for me. But I also overexerted myself after I already was overexerted at work. And now I'm missing sleep. I'm not going to get as many hours of sleep because that done took me 45 minutes to do. So it delayed me relaxing, and my mind, I have to lay there for about an hour before I fall asleep. I'm not one of the people that could just hit the pillow and be out. So now I'm only getting 4.5, 5 hours of sleep. So guess who's body affected by it? Me. So what I started doing, and my body hurting too because I'm fussed and cussed at the kids. So I started going home, and it was hard, but I would start looking. As long as I don't see no food out, we about to have no bugs in the house and nothing like that, I walk straight past that crap, and I would say what I needed to say to them, and I would go to bed. And a couple of times it wasn't done, and I'm starting saying, oh, let it not be done. Don't ask me for no money for anything. Don't ask me to stop by the store to get no food, no snacks, no nothing on my way home from work. The answer will be no. Until y'all step up and take some responsibility, I'm not doing it. It was hard. I ain't even gonna lie. I probably talked shit and did it anyway for months. But when I started standing on my word, oh, they got the picture. And they pitched in. So sometimes us sickle cell warrior mommies, we gotta sit back and just, our kids are getting older, let them help us. It's okay. It is all right. So that way you ain't gotta be arguing with them. Because most kids now, they got a little smart mouth. When we were young, we used to bop, you know. Maybe I didn't bop enough. But yeah. Anyways, that's that. So you just gotta, pick and choose your battles so you don't be mentally stressed out, because it can make you have a crisis. So I pretty much said all that to say, protect your peace, pick and choose your battles, and stand on your word. If you gotta make it so you're not mentally exhausted or arguing, you have to just stand on it with the kids. And if you get depressed too bad, remember, go get some counseling. It is okay to get counseling. That Black people don't do counseling, boy. Do what's best for you. And I want you to be here, sister. I want you to be here, bruh. So do what's best for you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and to go tell somebody about my channel. And also, don't forget about the t-shirts. It is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and I do have lovely shirts on sale. And if you are a Sickle Cell warrior and you order, I'm going to extend it to September 11th. I will give you an additional $2 off a shirt. My shirts are already only $20, you guys. Come on, support your girl, and let's bring awareness to sickle cell, because that's the main purpose of the shirt. Not just because they're cute and stylish, but on the back I have a barcode. So if you have a hard time explaining what you have, sickle cell, I explain it. It has my links for the podcast, whatever, so we can bring awareness to sickle cell. All right, you guys, love you. Have a good night.